It's been a long journey. Um, just relieved he's not in pain and he's not suffering. So I'm relieved.
And he had been, was he in the rehabilitation?
He was in rehabilitation. Of course, the focus was on strengthening his heart and his legs. But he got sick and ended up going to the hospital. And so he's been in the hospital, I want to say, maybe the last 3.5 weeks, trying to get
And
better.
did he know that things were going this way? How were his spirits toward the end?
Yes, towards the end, he knew before we knew. He started preparing us. Um, Thaddeus said his goodbyes. He made his apologies. Um, he told us that he was going to a better place and that he would see us on the other side. And so I am at peace knowing that he was at peace.
And how was today? How did he go down?
Um, Today was, I think it was more exhausting for us than it was for him. He actually told us on Saturday that he was tired and that he was ready to go. And we was like, okay. And when we got ready to leave Saturday night, we said, we'll see you tomorrow. And he was like, I won't be here tomorrow. And so Sunday, he was still here, but he just kept saying that he was tired and that he was ready to go home. And we all knew what ready to go home was for him because he had made his amends.
Tell me about who Thaddeus Matthews was as a person.
You gave a tough question.
Ah, you know, I can say that Thaddeus Matthews as a person is who I fell in love with. So, not so much the personality, right? So I got to truly know him as an individual, and Thaddeus as a person was very loving, very thoughtful, and if he felt as though, okay, if he said that he was your friend, he was your friend, right? And he would go to war about those that he loved. And that's who I fell in love with 10 years ago. So,
He was controversial.
very.
And part of it, I think of people like Michael Jackson, who are artists, but they know how to create that mystery.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that part of Mr. Matthews.
For the longest, I struggled with that because I was like, people referred to him as Thaddy Bear, right? Some referred to him as Cussing Pastor. And I was like, I don't like either one of them. And he was like, but it's me. And I had to say, you know what, you're right. Um, but Thaddeus was one of the best at what he did. He was known worldwide for that controversial attitude and personality that he had. And I told people all the time, when they said, well, wait a minute, Thaddeus your husband? Really? And I was like, it's either going to be one or two things with Thaddeus. When you meet him, you're either going to love him or you're going to hate him. There was no in between. And he was okay with it. For me, it bothered me sometimes because I know for a fact that he has done so much for this community as well as other communities. But with that, you're still going to get those that don't necessarily agree with Thaddeus and his way about doing things. And that's understandable, right? Because as you said, controversial is what he was. And some didn't like his delivery, but 99% of the time he was telling the truth on what he was reporting. You may not have liked the delivery.